Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. How are you doing? My name is Lisa Dublin. I am a health and life coach, and I help professionals and executives and A type women to speak, to lead, and to live with confidence because confidence is everything, and confidence gets you places, opens doors, and does a whole lot more than if you had just stayed in your corner and not believed that you had what it took for you to do it. So, welcome wherever you're joining me on YouTube or Facebook. Special welcome to the Diamond, the To All the Girls Success Club. I'm going to actually jump on in the club when I'm done here. So watch out for that. And on Instagram. How's everybody doing, you guys? So I titled this live What Worked, What Didn't Work, what are you going to do better? Because it's something that I practice like on a weekly basis, or if ever I do anything that I do, basically. It's very good to actually do an evaluation. Okay. And that I also teach my clients as a life coach to kind of step back and to figure out for this work, for this week, for example, can you tell me what worked, what didn't work, what are you going to do better next week? Now, it's not meant to make you all, flustered or dissatisfied, but in doing that exercise, let's face it, a couple of things will happen. When you go to the what works section, you'll be like, oh my God, I did that well. So, for example, I had a great week with my running, to the point where, okay, this is Friday afternoon. We're gonna talk a little bit, okay? So, what happens when I get into a routine of running is that sometimes, especially since I'm really trying really hard to sink in that time. There's a certain time of the day in the morning I want to work out. And what happens, the whole Pavlov theory, around that time I begin to hear the music in my head. Does that happen to anybody? I have some runner friends as well. I'm pretty sure that they know what I'm talking about. At that time, I just hear the music. And this morning in particular, I was working on some emails and everything for business, but man, this song, and it was coming up to that time when I knew that, I had to kind of pack things up and go get my workout in. And the song just kept on playing in my head. I was like, you know what? Forget it. Put on the song, put on my running shoes, my exercise gear, and jumped on the treadmill and did what I was supposed to. So sometimes you can literally do it. So that worked well for me, just in terms of every single day that you work at building a routine, you build a routine. And it doesn't come just by chance. It comes with slugging it out, doing it on the days when you don't feel like, doing it when it's hard, doing it when it's inconvenient, half doing it, but showing up nonetheless. It's like going to the gym when you really don't want to, right? Like I have many of those days. You don't really want to. And let's face it, even if you go, sometimes you're not really doing everything that you said that you would be doing, right? But you still show up because you're building that muscle. And the more you keep on doing it, is like you build a groove in your mind that this is what is supposed to happen at that time. So I want to encourage you, if you're struggling with any kind of habit or goal or setting a routine, keep on doing it because it's really going to work. So that kind of worked well for me. I plan to do a lot more planning for my week, but I didn't quite get to do that. So I'm like, okay, when you get to that part of what worked, what didn't work, what am I going to do better? When you look at what didn't work, you obviously have to ask the question, why didn't it work? Are you guys hearing me? I hope I'm loud and clear and nice, and I took out all the mics, and oh my goodness, let me make sure my people on Facebook are okay, because here I am talking away and I don't even know what's happening. To all the Girls Success Club, can you hear me? I'm hoping that you can. Just give me 1 second. You can echo, and I'm just gonna put it off. Okay, let's just see if people can hear me. Okay, it seems so. Let's see if people can hear me. I'm just watching to see in the chat. Okay, so let's see. So when you get to that part of what didn't work, it is not okay. Lydia says, hi, Lydia, how are you? Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. And when you get to that part, right? It really is to evaluate. Okay, thanks, Denise. Thanks for letting me know that you're hearing me. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Appreciate the comments. Okay, so it really is to look at what could I have done better. But before you even get to what could I have done better, it's very important to also look at why didn't it work. So I know, for example, I just jumped into my day several times this week as opposed to taking the time to get prepared every single day. I used to put out a post a lot before that says, write down your daily goals daily. And you can even do it on a weekly basis as well. Because when you tell your day where to go, then you tell it where to go. Otherwise, you're just simply going with whatever is put before you without being but selective and heading for one or two things, right? So, yes, Denise says, good afternoon. Great. All right. Everybody's hearing me. That's awesome. And so, just looking at my own eval of what could I have done, like what didn't work, it was that before you start the day, take some time to figure out what you want to do, how the goals for that day are tied to your weekly goals, your monthly goals, your quarterly goals, that kind of thing. That's very, very important. Okay. So it's not meant to put any pressure on you. And let me tell you something, like, even in terms of pressure, sometimes you need pressure. I've been thinking about this very deeply. The way I coach myself, I am, the way I coach myself very hard. I'll be like, if you don't do it, it's not going to be done. Get up. I'll be like, what are you doing? If you do that, don't you know that this is going to happen? Get up. Do something different. Like, I am not easy with myself. And like, even, hey, Stacy, how are you? So, and I find sometimes, like, I'm a life coach. I love it. I love helping people. I love pushing them to their own goals, not the goals that I want for them, right? But lately I've been like, okay, but if you want to get to that goal, there are certain things that have to happen now. Are you doing them? So I'm the kind of coach who will text you like, okay, so we have a goal for us to work out 3 times a week. How are you doing it? Like, how's it going? That kind of thing. And it's very important to, I guess I kind of walk a fine line, and as I get deeper into coaching, whatever, I'll figure it out. But walk a fine line between what I know works, what worked for me, and also, okay, what are the client's needs and wants and desires? How far do they want to go to get that goal? Because the one thing I know about life, if you want something, like, if you want something hard enough, you're going to get it. No, you're going to get it. And I always begin with, what do you want? How red hot is that desire for you to go after that thing? I remember coaching, I some time ago, I coached somebody who really wanted to go after a certain position. She was ready. So when we started, before we began the work, I asked one question: how badly do you want this? And in deadly fashion, when somebody shows up as a beast, they're deadly. They're quiet. Okay? That's the kind of person to be a little afraid of. But that's also the kind of person who's ready. I was like, how much do you want it? How much do you want it? And that's what I needed to do. And when she very quietly said, yeah, I'm going all the way, we went all the way. And that's what you do. So you have to start. I've been thinking about all of these things, like, how do you push yourself? Some people want, but they don't want it badly enough. And, like, on that note, I'm still in the eval, okay? But, I wanted to take every point and illustrate and add stories to it. That's what I'm doing, and I'll get out of your hair on that point of what didn't work. Okay. So this is many years later. And I don't know if you've been seeing my posts, but I've been putting out like a lot of posts of, of like what my journey as an immigrant, as somebody who went through a certain process. Even my speeches on YouTube, you can go look at it. Lisa, you can go subscribe to Lisa M. Dublin, that channel. And I've been just going through a lot of my Google photos. And then I realized some area where I don't have as much energy towards the goal anymore. And I'm like, wait a minute, Lisa, what's going on? And I'm looking at when I first started, like going really regularly to the gym, got my trainer, and started eating right. There were so many photos. I don't know if I shared a lot of them, but I took a lot. There was an energy behind my diet. There was an energy behind eating well. Oh my goodness, my avocado, quinoa. I don't have it anymore. And that explains a lot. And I'm saying to myself, the way that you get back to the result that you had before is to do the same things and have the same kind of energy and the same kind of hunger for the thing that you wanted and got you that result before. That's it. So then a lot of things, that question led to several other questions. What happened, Lisa? And I'm asking you the question. Certain things worked for you in the past. Why is it not working anymore? Why do you no longer have the same energy to do it? I'm not talking about just physical energy, because we're going to talk about that in the To All the Girls Success Club. A lot of us are now starting on this perimenopausal journey, and we're just determined that we're going to do it our way. I'm going to talk about it, get the best advice about it, all of that. So I'm going to talk about that in the club after, in the To All the Girls Success Club. If you're not a member and you're a woman, you can go join. You can go send an invite and I'll let you in. Okay. We're going to talk about that when I'm done here. I'll just jump over to just my diamonds in the club. So I'm not really speaking about just the physical energy and just not feeling like, not having like just physical energy to get up and to do stuff. I'm talking about desire. I'm talking about the fact that when you look back at your life, when you look back maybe just a couple years, you were crushing it in certain areas. And just go back through the photos. I sent a for client to do that this week. Go back through the photos, gather the family together to kind of see where you came from and where you've ended up. I know that has always worked for me, to kind of help us to appreciate where we are and how far we've come. But if you want to maybe find your mojo again, go back through the photos and you'll see that progression, or maybe how you lost the energy along the way. And it kind of gives you a clue as to what do I now need to do for me to regain the energy, to get it back, to snatch at life again in a certain way that showed that I was hungry for this thing. And now I am not. Okay. I'm hungry for this thing. And why am I not hungry for it anymore? I'm just looking at my hey Nasha, how are you? Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Okay. All right, you guys. So let's move on to the third one, and then we're going to end for today. By the way, if you are in the To All the Girls Success Club, just join there with me after if you have some time. Otherwise, I'll be back on Monday. I want to do this, trying to get into Mondays and Fridays, that kind of thing. So let's see how that goes. So you've done what worked well this week, what didn't work well, and then the last part is, what am I going to do better? I wish this was my concept. It isn't. I actually learned that from one of my coaches. But it's such a great, simple concept for self coaching, for evaluation, and for moving forward from where you are. Think about it. And so, if I look back and I've done the evaluation right, then I'm going to be looking at, okay, what am I going to do better next time, as in next week? Then you begin in your mind to plan ahead, as in, and that planning, it comes from the eval. It comes from, I've realized the things that worked, I'm going to insert them into next week. I've also realized the areas that I probably need to come up more or do better. I'm going to now make a decision if that's what I want. If that's what you want. Okay. Some people don't want that. If that's what you want, you make that decision to kind of do better next time. And that's what it's about. Okay. That's what it is about. So, what worked, what didn't work, and what am I going to do better next week? Those three questions, listeners, wherever you're listening to me, on a weekly basis is literally like clearing out your closet. It never gets filled, it never gets stuffed with things that you don't want, like the cupboard under the sink. Where did that come from? I don't even know, but I said it. Okay, you guys, I hope this was helpful. And oh, by the way, next thing is I've got the dates for my Speak with Confidence program. It's coming up again. Yay! I probably need to get like the clap and the applause and the whatever. But Speak with Confidence 7 is around the corner, and you're in, just sit back and just enjoy the ride because it's going to be different. I'm still keeping it at the same price, and it's going to be November 3rd to the 30th. It's going to be 5 intense weeks for professionals and executives who want to learn to speak with confidence and present authentically and confidently. This is the program for you. This I'm really proud. I'm really proud of the program. And this time around, like I'm going all out and I've invited. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So the program has built a network of people, and I can't even say ladies because now there's a guy in there, and there probably will be more this time around. So it's not for ladies only. It's for professionals and executives who want to leverage the power of speaking and doing so authentically. So all sorts of people have passed through Speak with Confidence, and I'm going to give them an opportunity not just to speak about the program, but to speak about themselves in the hope that this time it's only 10 spots and one is already taken. Like one, yeah, one is there. That's it. So I've got 9 spots available. And we want to look at bringing together people who want to leverage the power of speaking. You could be an executive. You know when it really works well? It works well for ambitious people. It works well from people who want more out of life. A lot of my speakers who have graduated from the program, if they are the entrepreneurs as well as professionals, they have gone on to do lives, to do programs, to start their own things. Okay, because confidence is really that kind of how you do one thing is how you do everything, and it works. There are so many times during Speak with Confidence that I pull out the tissue because you can literally tell either in the private coaching sessions, which are part of the program, or in the group settings where people come to speak and to learn, you literally see people shift mindset and decide and just spill over into confidence. And that's how you see that. I say it's like learning to ride a bike. You will never look at other speakers again the same way. You'll be like, what are you saying? I know where you're coming from. I know what you're trying to do. And it's not working, or it's working. So I'm very proud of Speak with Confidence. It's just for so many reasons, and going to get into that. So from the 2nd of October, on a Friday, I will be bringing on the different cohorts, people from the different cohorts, not all of them because it's been pretty big groups, but just a couple people every single week to kind of just hang out with me, talk about themselves. What are you doing? Why did you do Speak with Confidence? But more importantly, what are you doing now? And we'll definitely be able to see how, the program has helped them in some way to leverage what they already had inside. So I'm proud to say Speak with Confidence 7, spread the word. Flyers are done. I'm just updating stuff, and there's going to be new stuff in there. We've added like all the speeches are in a private group on YouTube as well. And the only thing that I ask of anybody who's wanting to do the program, make the time. All right? Make the time. This time you have to show up. That's how you get results. That's the only way I know to get people results. You have to show up and you have to do the work. And if that is you, then you're a candidate for Speak with Confidence coming up November 3rd to the 30th. We meet twice a week. It's a virtual program. It's online. It always has been. I'm actually starting now to take the program into my Edmontonian community as well, because confidence and speaking, I'm very concerned about that amongst our Black students, amongst our immigrant students, and immigrants in general, because I have seen the power of being able to speak confidently as an immigrant. It it crushes borders. No, like, when you can speak well, when you are confident in what you say, then you have a vehicle for the ideas that you had anyway. Everybody has ideas, not everybody has the vehicle to be able to put those ideas out there. Speaking well, presenting well, showing up confidently and authentically. Notice I said and authentically. The two things go together. When the two things go together, you have a winning combination. Okay. Anyway, folks, you see, that's how excited I am about speaking, but more about that in the weeks ahead. It's going to be beautiful. I only have 9 spots. So even if you don't get in, there's still going to be tons of information that I give around that time. Just to elevate in your mind the power of speaking and communicating confidently and authentically. So join me. I'll be back here on Monday. But if you are in the To All the Girls Success Club, just hop over there. If you're at work right now, kind of just put it in the background or put on your headphones, because you're still supposed to be on lunch anyway. So we'll talk in there. Okay, folks, thank you. And I'll see you when I see you. See you on Monday, or see you in the next minute or two. Bye. Take care.